everyone! So today we're going to be talking about different things that you can make for your hair using essential oils. So, some of my favorite things to make for your hair involving essential oils are masks, leave-in conditioners, and scalp treatments. So because you treat the scalp very differently than you treat the ends of your hair, I thought it would be fun if we made one of each. So the containers that I'm going to be using for the scalp roller, you could really make it in a tub, you could make it in like a plastic squeezy bottle, or you can make it in a roller bottle and just roll it into your scalp like an hour or 2 hours before you're going to wash your hair, or even before you go to bed at night if you're the type of person who washes their hair in the morning. I'm the type of person who washes their hair at night. So for me, it is like 4 p.m. and I'm gonna put it in now and wash my hair like around 8 or 9. So I like to make different things for the scalp and different things for the ends of your hair. The ends of your hair are not connected to your bloodstream. They've seen a lot more damage. Your hair is dead. Like, it's dead. Everything that you see out of the follicle is dead. As soon as it comes forward, it is already dead. So what happens to your hair over time is that your hair accumulates damage within that cuticle layer, which is the scaly outer part that protects the inside cortex. Over time, from heat, the environment, and chemical damage, that cuticle starts to fray and get raised. This is how we see frizz, breakage, dryness in the hair, because when that cuticle is raised, your hair has a very hard time holding in the moisture that it needs. Primarily, your hair is made of keratin, the protein that's in it, but it's also comprised of things like fatty lipids, moisture cells, the melanin that gives it color pigment, and some other things. There's all kinds of different elements that are in hair, like carbon, sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. There's a lot that goes into it. So to really support your hair, it all begins with the scalp. If you're somebody who thinks that you're seeing less hair growth, if you just had a baby, if you're having menopause, if you're going through some hormonal difficulties or some dietary issues, or if you're on certain medications that can cause hair loss, that's probably linked to what's going on. And the way that you treat that is not so much by treating this part of your hair, the part that you can see, but by treating the follicle, which is embedded in your scalp. So, some of the best things that you can do for that are to keep it clean without over cleaning it, to make sure that your scalp is healthy and moisturized. And the third thing that I like to do really comes down to how your hair grows. So for everybody, there are different phases of hair. Sometimes our hair is rapidly growing, sometimes our hair is paused and just sitting, and sometimes our hair is actually in the stage of falling out. So for most of us, all of our hairs, the different individual, thousands of hairs go through that differently. So you'll have some that are falling out, some that are paused, and some that are growing. So the paused phase of hair is actually usually the phase that lasts the longest. So that phase is the part that we are going to attempt to speed up. And that is by using peppermint essential oil. Peppermint essential oil was seen in different studies to help speed up that process of getting hair to go back into the growth phase. It just slows that down or eliminates it entirely. So peppermint essential oil, if you're really trying to get your hair to grow longer, is a really, really great one to apply on your scalp as part of a scalp treatment. And that's because it's gonna go right into the follicle and really start doing what you want it to do. Peppermint essential oil is also really great for a scalp treatment because it feels really good. It's like cooling and a little bit tingly, so especially like during the winter when everything is really dry, it feels really nice. The other oils that people really like to use for their scalp are lavender oil and cedarwood essential oil, which have also been seen to aid in overall hair growth. I personally have not used these two on my scalp for hair growth, but I know a lot of people that have and they do like them, so I'm gonna add them in, but not as much as I'm gonna use of the peppermint essential oil. So I am going to put this in a roller because for me, a scalp treatment is just easiest if I make a roller. And the carrier oil that I'm gonna be using for my scalp is just plain old fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated simply means that it's unscented and that it stays liquid at room temperature. It's nice and thin, so it doesn't give you like a super oily, drippy buildup on your scalp, so I really like it for that. That being said though, you can add all kinds of things into this. Castor oil is a fabulous carrier oil that is said to help the hair grow. Argan oil is great if you're dry, so is jojoba. There's all kinds of oils. Just do your research for what you like best. So here's my roller bottle, and here's the little metal baller that's gonna go on top. And I'm gonna take my fractionated coconut oil and I'm just going to very carefully pour that in about 3/4 of the way up. Then I'm going to grab my peppermint essential oil and I am going to drop this in there. Based on the fact that I've got like a 1.5 tablespoons, I'm gonna do like 30 drops of peppermint oil. Then I'm gonna grab my lavender essential oil and I am going to do about 10 drops of that. And with my cedarwood essential oil, I'm gonna do 10 drops of that as well. Then I'm gonna stick the rollerball fitment into the top and then put the cap on, shake it up a couple times, and then this is ready to go. So this is now my scalp treatment roller. I'm gonna put a little sticker on it so that I don't forget what it is. And the way that you apply it, you can even do it with your hair up. It's so easy. And well, for me, you can really see it because I have my head shaved right here. But I'm just gonna go down in like 1/2 inch sections. Try to keep the bottle, you know, vertical, so that gravity is pulling the solution out. I shouldn't even have put it there because I don't even want this side to grow faster. I have to shave it more often. And then with your actual scalp, just go through in those 1/2 inch sections. I mean, as you can see, like if I smooth this down a little, my hair doesn't look oily. If I was to do this like in the morning before I went to work, it would still be okay. It doesn't look terrible. And then I'm gonna hit the back as well. And it's applying a very thin layer, like which is all that you need. And then I'll loosen my little bun and come up from underneath and hit it from all sides. So as you can see, it's not running onto my face, it's not doing anything bad, but I can sort of feel it on my scalp. Like if I move, I can feel the wind on the parts that are wet, and it does feel nice. So you can also reapply this like an hour from now if you feel like your scalp has absorbed it and you want a little bit more, that's totally fine. That's why I like doing it in a roller ball, because you don't get too much, so it's more controlled. And now, if we're talking about the ends of your hair, I like to use these little plastic bottles that I got on Amazon. The only bummer is that they have sort of a small hole to fill. One of the most important things is keeping that healthy. And antioxidants have been shown to have a wonderful effect on the overall health of your hair, and so has coconut oil. So the two of them together are a marvelous treatment to do a few hours before you wash your hair. So you kind of can't go online and look up what essential oils have the highest antioxidants. And the reason for that is plants grow differently all around the world. So you want to hear from the company which of their oils have the highest antioxidants. Because whether it's grown in France, Italy, or Utah, it's gonna have totally different properties. So for Young Living, their oils that have the highest antioxidants are clove, thyme, and oregano. So I'm going to begin by dripping clove oil into the tubey. The good news is that clove is actually a really cheap oil, and then oregano is not bad too, so you can get it really easily in the Vitality line, just a 5 milliliter if you want to do something like this. I'm now going to add thyme, which again is also available in a 5 milliliter if you get it in the Vitality section. So I did 15 drops of clove and then 15 drops of thyme, and now I'm going to do 15 drops of oregano. So it looks like not much, but quite honestly, there's not a lot of room in this container, and because essential oils are so powerful, particularly these 3 essential oils are so powerful, you really don't need more than that. So because this is going on the ends of my hair, and because my hair is a little bit dry right now, I'm also going to apply argan oil and some jojoba oil as my carriers in addition to the coconut oil. You don't have to do that. If you feel like you have normal hair except it could just use a little help, then feel free to go in just with coconut oil. 4 droppers full of argan and 2 of jojoba. Jojoba is like a liquid wax, as I said in my essential oils and Wicca video. So I don't like to do as much of jojoba simply because it's a little too much for my hair. I have fine hair. But if you have coarse hair, you might love jojoba for your hair. And in fact, lots of different hair care manufacturers use jojoba in tons and tons of their products. It's a very popular ingredient for hair. Another up and coming ingredient for hair, castor oil, because castor oil has been seen to have a really profound treatment effect on the growth of hair. So I'm gonna do my best to get that into the hole. Oh, see? That's the danger with using a bottle with a tiny hole and no funnel. It's like it's my first day. That's okay, that's okay. Just go in there and clean it up a little bit. So now the rest of this is gonna be fractionated coconut oil. And the only reason I'm not using a funnel is because I'm so lazy. So I filled it up to there, and the reason I haven't filled it all the way up to the top is because I may decide to add some rose essential oil into this little mixture because I'm obsessed. And also because I really love the way that rose smells. And this is totally pizza smelled, and you know, I'm not a pizza person. And it totally smells like, to me, it smells herbal and medicinal. It certainly doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't smell like something that I want to roll around in. So I am going to grab my rose essential oil, and I'm gonna be so sparing with this. I'm only gonna put 2 drops in because damn, rose is expensive. And it sort of crystallizes at room temperature, so you really have to like hold it in your whole hand like this to get your body heat in there to help it flow, which is both cool and annoying. Oh my god, that smells 2 drops and it smells so much better. So don't be afraid to grab something else that you love. It does not have to be rose. It could be jasmine, which is pricey but nowhere near as pricey as this. It could be lavender, you know, it could be palmarosa, which is cheap, but it does smell floral. It could be cinnamon, it could be whatever you like, whatever you want to smell like. You can grab a couple drops of that, just don't put in so much that it overwhelms what you're trying to get this to do. So there you have it. You now have a gorgeous hair treatment that you can apply to the ends of your hair. I'm not gonna put this on right now because I kind of want to like run around and do some stuff today, and this will definitely make your hair look greasy until you wash it out. I would recommend putting it in 1 to 2 hours before you're gonna wash your hair. You would do it exactly like you would do if you're applying like a deep conditioning mask. You can even dampen your hair first if you want. I like to put mine on dry because oil and water don't mix, and I get better penetration if I put it on dry hair. But my hair is really porous because I've done a lot to it, so if you have normal hair, you can dampen it and then apply, and it'll work in a lot better. The way that I usually do this is I will start it up close to the root and then use 2 fingers to like pull it through to the end, and I'll do that with a few sections, and then I'll just brush it through, and if anything feels like it's still dry, I'll just put some of this in my hand and like rake it through. So that is it, you guys. Nothing too crazy, just a short tutorial on how to make some cool stuff for your hair. Shoot me a message if you guys want more information on where to buy stuff, what kind of stuff you want to make. Next time I do a video like this, I'll do more like leave-in conditioners and like styling products and stuff. But I thought for now it would be good to focus on the health of the hair. So hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!